Good afternoon. My name is Barry Brant. I'm the Executive Director at First Reformed Church here in Orange City, Iowa. And today I'd like to give you some updates relative to the next couple of weeks and then out into the month of October. Things that I think are very important for us all to be aware of as we communicate what's going on. First, let's talk about the next week and a half to 2 weeks. As you know, we have unfortunately returned to a shutdown here at First Reformed Church. We did this simply because of an outbreak of the COVID virus in our staff and also in our congregation. We'll still be offering some opportunities. This Sunday we will have church happening, and we'll talk about that a little bit specifically later on. But we're still going to be offering some activities for our youth. I'm going to read to you a couple of statements from our Director of Children's Ministries. First of all, from Sarah Kuiper. She says this: because we were aware that something like this could happen, we started preparing for it. Each Sunday, we're going to upload the Sunday school videos that the kids would be watching during the Sunday school hour. We also are providing a parent guide that has one short activity, some discussion questions, and a prayer. We're also offering our God Time cards, which are personal devotions the kids can do during the week to reinforce what they're learning on Sundays. These are really great devotions, and we would like to encourage you to maybe use them as your family devotions. These will be provided even after these 2 weeks. So if you have to be gone or your kids are sick, you are still able to participate in our church ministry programs. You can get these resources by going to our website, www.frcoc.org. You can hover your mouse over the Ministries drop-down tab and then click on K-5 Ministries. We plan to start our ministry again on September 27th. That will be our kickoff Sunday, so we're still planning for that. But for right now, please use these resources and help our kids continue to learn about the Lord. And then from Ross Anger, our Director of Youth Ministries. Ross says this: although some of our kids are quarantined at request or because of a positive COVID test, there is a cool opportunity for our other students to meet, worship, and be encouraged outdoors at an activity called The Stand in Sioux Center this Sunday. Although the stand is occurring from noon to 9 p.m., the final few hours will be geared towards teenagers. Feel welcome to attend with me from 7 to 9 p.m. There is no fee for this activity, but transportation is not going to be provided, so you got to get there on your own. Online content will also be provided for our youth in lieu of a large ministry gathering at First Reformed Church this week. You can download the First Reformed Church app and turn on notifications for youth ministry to receive these materials next Wednesday night. And I should add to you, the stand is taking place outdoors in the Sioux Center football stadium. And there are going to be several speakers, and they're going to speak directly also to our young people. So this is an outdoor activity. We'll see how things are going, but if you wish to do this as our young people, this is an opportunity in the area that you can do if you and your parents feel it's safe to go and do so. So that's kind of what's going on right now. I do want to remind you, as for other church activities, we have shut down all group activities. That means there's not going to be any group meetings in or outside the church specifically sponsored by us. No men's or women's ministries, no Wednesday night activities this coming Wednesday night. We're hopeful that this short breakdown of 2 weeks acts as a quarantine and helps things to calm down so that we can get back to church and have our kickoff Sunday on September the 27th. As far as church goes this week, we are going to broadcast a church service at 8:30 in the morning. It'll also be on the radio at 9:30 on KSU, and then we will re-air the 8:30 broadcast at 10:30 in the morning as well. So you'll be able to turn into our television stations or Facebook, YouTube, all of our activities, the places that we have our venues, and you'll be able to do church like we did prior to this shutdown time on this Sunday morning. Okay, now moving on. There's a couple of things, long-range planning things that we want you to be very much aware of. They take place in the month of October. Hard to believe that, isn't it? But that's not far away. First of all, get these two items on your calendar. October the 11th, those of you who are thinking about joining First Reformed Church, we have an activity called First Steps, which will take place after our church services on October 11th at 11:45 in the church fellowship hall. Also, on October 25th, we are going to have a congregational update between the two services concerning the activities within Reformed Church of America and how that impacts our future here as First Reformed Church. The consistory are continuing to work on this issue, and as we shared with you in an earlier meeting, this will be a further update as to where we are. There's a lot of different things happening, a lot of moving parts out there right now, and we're trying to do our best to find out where God is guiding First Reformed Church. And so that's be a very important congregational meeting scheduled between the two services. That's at approximately 9:30 on October the 25th. I also want to share with you a big thank you from our COVID-infested pastors. Both Pastor Tim and Pastor Mark really appreciate your prayers and acts of kindness and wanted me to share with you how much they appreciate your care for them. So, in closing today, crazy time, isn't it? A time where we have fears, at times where we have discouragement, at times where we're frustrated and angry. I'd like to just share a few verses as we end this time here together. First of all, relative to fear, Psalm 46:1 says this, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. And if we're discouraged, think of Psalm 31 verse 24. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all you who hope in the Lord. And then finally, if you're frustrated, and it's pretty easy to be frustrated in these times, we sure are around here when we couldn't have church. In Isaiah 26 verse 3 it says, you will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Have a great day, and good to share some time with you. FRC is an awesome place, and part of the reasons that it's awesome is because of you. Have a great day.